You know what it is, black and snerdy, black and snerdy, black and snerdy, black and snerdy.
You know who it is, Black and Snerdy, Black and Snerdy, Black and Snerdy, Black and Snerdy.
Odie, Maurice, Odie, Maurice.
Maurice Sody, Maurice Sody.
Black and snerdy, black and snerdy.
Black and Snerdy, Black and Snerdy.
Hey, oh.
Yes, Mo?
Are you ready?
Let's go!
Black and snerdy, black and snerdy, black and snerdy, black and snerdy. It's the Black and Snerdy podcast with Odie and Maurice.
To the Black and Snerdy podcast. I'm your host, Odie.
And I am your other host, Maurice. And together,
This is the Black and Snerdy podcast.
this
Wait.
is the Black and Snerdy podcast.
No. This is where
it's almost,
birds,
yeah.
For nerds, for feather flock together.
And we're not doing a second take of that, by the way, because I had already, you know what, I had planned because all right, so for the record, for anybody who's listening to this still, wow, a minute in already, this is starting off on the right foot.
Not a
We're
minute.
starting something very new, and in honor of that, I wanted to play, and I can only play that much because that estate will come after us.
They will.
I am so close to finish paying off my credit cards, so I don't need that money allocated anywhere else.
It's true.
But welcome, one and all, to the very first inaugural pilot episode of the Black and Snerdy podcast.
Okay, I'm just going to say something real quick.
Sure, let's do this.
You, just as a reminder to people, when you're the first thing that you're doing in a series of things is not, it's the inaugural, so you can't have a first annual, because a lot of times I see that it'll be like first annual Firefly Fest.
Wow. Yes. Yeah, you're right. And that that's never going to happen again.
But if you saw something that said that,
The first annual.
Firefly Fest, I don't remember the name of it, but just imagine.
We could actually work on getting new examples in you. But yes, so the idea being that the first time is the inaugural, it's not the first annual. Is that just a summary?
Yes, sorry, that is a summary because I see it often, and I am at times a grammar nerd.
Yeah.
And those things that I just because with headlines, you have to remember that so often that it just grinds my gears a little when I hear it. But anyway, sorry, continue.
Yeah, and that, you know what, that's a perfect introduction to who Odie is as a person. Because truly, if you're listening to this, the question would be who we are. You know what I mean? Yes, we said, so if you don't mind, if it's okay with you, I would like to take a few quick seconds to say who I am.
Yes, please.
My name is Maurice. I have been a performer of the comedic arts for well over 10 years at this point. We're not going to count the 1 year of literally everybody not being able to do anything because of the big old pajama jammy jam, which I feel like is actually the best way of referring to the COVID lockdown. The pajama jammy jam. Everyone's working from home. If you are working, then you are working from home. And literally all I have worn is sweatpants and pajamas this entire year. I tried on my jeans not too long ago. After a year, boy, oh boy, none of them fit. None of them fit anymore. So got to get those squats going. Got to get those lunges. So that I could be a thirst trap. Other than that, yeah, I graduated from Howard University, HU. Ooh, yes, set you up just right for that intro too. And I am just I'm a nerd, man. I'm a enthusiast when it comes to movies, television, but even some of the niche things like wrestling. I love anime. I'm a big appreciator of Western and Eastern animation, manga, comic books. You name it, that's within there are different subgenres of nerdism. But those are some of the few. And also, I'm not sure if y'all could know this, but I'm black. And I'm Caribbean. So that'll come up multiple times. That's just a few senses of who this guy Maurice is, let me ask, who is Odie? Odie.
Oh, well, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to top what you just did, what you just gave out to the people.
Oh, you won't. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. No, it's like, don't even worry about trying
And
to.
he is humble, ladies and gentlemen, and lesbians. Just so you know, he could not be more coy.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, my name is Odochi, but you all can call me Odie. I am New York, born and raised from Long Island, currently residing in Brooklyn. And yeah, I've been living in Brooklyn since 2014. Well, back in Brooklyn, because for a short stint of my life, I was in Washington, D.C., because I was at HU.
You know?
Where I studied journalism and Spanish.
Woot woot.
Woot woot. Howard Hand is waving for all those who are not here in recording with us. And I studied journalism and Spanish as my minor because I plan to be a investigative journalist speaking Spanish somewhere around the world. I am not doing that.
Of course.
But I am a writer and journalist in New York City, so that's pretty cool.
That's fantastic.
And
I've read some of your work, and it's very well researched and well written.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I really appreciate that. So yeah, I've been just writing both journalistically, nonfiction-y things, poems, everything under the sun, really, for some time now. And I am a performer of sorts, not... I've been on... Oh, wait. Okay. No. I've been on stage,
Yes, you have.
but not for comedians. Okay, the stage was not for anything.
Was that a stage or just like an area?
Okay, first of all, we're not talking about that.
Okay, just for the
Sassy
listeners,
pants
little bit
over
of little bit of context. I recently was sent the link to Baby's first comedy routine.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Boy, oh boy! Hey, look, man, everybody starts somewhere.
I'm not even okay.
Everyone starts somewhere. I had to start somewhere too.
Because you want to know what? You interrupted me,
I'm
and
just
that
glad you
is
stopped
not
there.
at all. I am offended.
Oh, come on.
I'm just laying it out there. I'm offended. Okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not going through this with you because I have an intro to finish, and you're not going to derail me because you know my ADHD is going to send me on a tangent.
That's fair. Continue.
Anyway, so as I just mentioned, I have ADHD.
Yeah.
So that is cool. You know, found that out a few years ago. Was officially diagnosed. And so a lot of things are actually my jam, but majority of them pretty nerdy, nerd-esque. Movies, TV, books, podcasts, learning about random things that nobody ever seems to care about. Also, astrology, metaphysics in it's all of its stuff, spirituality, like all the things. Pretty much, if you found me a book on anything besides like a math situation, I would totally love it. Yeah, I'm just interested in learning everything the world has to offer because I think that's just like my Gemini nature, because like the duality of two people and then wanting to learn all the things. Like if I had two brains, that would be dope. But I think that enough about me. I think that we should talk more about us.
Yes, us. The plural of the two individuals on this podcast. Who are we in relation to each other?
Yes. And I think a question that the people want to know is like, how did we meet? How do we know each other?
That's interesting because, as you've clearly heard, we have stated that we are both we both attended Howard University, HU.
You know.
That's exactly what we do. As a matter of fact, as we speak, there are Howard University sweaters in the vicinity somewhere. It has to be. And a flag, yes. I even believe that I have like 9 different Howard like tank tops that I wear. Yeah, well, I mean, look, I have tank tops that represent all the aspects of me. I have one for Howard. I have a bunch for Howard. A few from that say Baltimore. One that now says Maurice versus all y'all that I got custom made. One that says Barbados because I'm Caribbean, like I said. Baltimore is where I rep. I'm gonna make a custom one that's like because I'm we both share mental health not appreciation,
well, I'm
but
appreciative of the
awareness, yeah, acknowledgement. I always say that I'm an advocate, not an expert when it comes to like mental health awareness and mental health support. Just says like bipolar 1 versus everyone. Like just everyone is bolder.
I like that one.
Yeah. But as far as like knowing each other, boy oh boy, like I set it up that we both attend Howard University, and I'm kicking it over to you, Odie.
I'm sorry. After you said that thing about your T-shirt, it just made me say now that I want a shirt that says ADHD versus me.
Ooh.
I need that.
Now, would that be positive? Would that be an affirmative shirt, like?
I think it could be affirmative. Listen,
versus me.
Or ADHD and me. I don't know. I like the versus one because I don't know. Who knows?
Okay.
Sometimes my ADHD is like a super duper superpower, and sometimes I feel like it's like trolling me.
Yeah, like it's taking you away from the point that you were trying to do or something like that.
Yeah, like it just.
Now you're down a pathway that you didn't mean to go down. And then you like look over and you blame the person right across from you as if they're the reason why you did that, even though they're the one who's constantly being like, "Hey, so how did we meet?"
I see what you did there.
We're friends. We are friends. For sure. We've known each other for so long at this point.
It's been many years.
Yeah, like as a matter of fact,
story.
The fact that fun story.
We did not meet at Howard.
No, we did not.
Although, Maurice, what school were you in?
I was in the School of Communications.
You were.
What school were you in?
I, too, was in the School of Communications.
Now, wait. What year did you start Howard?
2007. What year did you start Howard?
I started in 2007. Wait, but what year did you graduate?
2012.
Oh.
What about you?
I mean, actually.
Did you actually graduate on time?
No, of course not. I graduated in 2012. Oh, what? You thought it was going to be 4 years? No. We said we went to an HBCU. Oh
my God. First of all, no, that is not true.
No.
Everybody graduated.
It is true that we went to an HBCU.
No, we did go to an HBCU.
I don't want to. Sorry, there's a little bit of it. First and foremost, that's an inside joke to anybody.
Who went to an HBCU.
So,
nobody else.
Yeah, it's actually an honor that most people graduate like not on time or anything like that.
Even if you're at a PWI, which is a predominantly white institution.
Yeah, we don't. They don't. Who cares about them? Like,
but either way, regardless, graduating 4 years is actually really difficult because of the amount of people who are in school with you who also have to take the same class as you, and sometimes you get purged over something stupid. They didn't
financial aid.
Just bullshit. Yeah. Sometimes these things happen.
Yes.
So it's really difficult. But I want to say that I jinxed myself because freshman year during homecoming, I wanted to buy a shirt because I can rep it at Yard Fest or whatever, and it said Howard University, the best 4 or 5 years of my life. And I was just like, oh, this is the cheapest shirt, and I bought it. But I'm like, I doomed myself right there. And I came in all super duper perfectionist, overachiever. Ooh, I wonder if I graduate in 3.5 years. Please. My first senior year was the first time I really started.
Wow. You had your first senior. Yeah. Everybody remembers their first senior year.
And then everyone's freaking getting their cap and gown, and I'm just looking at them all salty. I didn't go to the bookstore for like 2 weeks.
Not everybody. Like, come on. Like half of the people that I knew graduated. Actually, you know what? I feel like of all of my friends in my immediate circle, maybe actually a good half of them did graduate on time. The rest graduated with me.
I would say about half graduated on time. Maybe, everybody that I was like from freshman year, the people that I was like called friends, I'm gonna say about half.
Yeah, if you were there in junior year, like we were all graduating. There's no way, like, because literally, I know individuals who were just like they knew freshman year halfway through the semester that they ain't coming back. They ain't coming back next year, so might as well just live it up and make the most of this.
I mean,
Shout out
yes.
to you, individual, who we both are
Oh.
thinking of right now, but we won't say that name.
There's a lot of people that happened to, and I would just be
Okay.
like, wow.
Well, then
yeah.
never mind.
So there's
Well, congratulations on the new kid. So,
Anyway. Oh gosh. So I think we should. What else do people need to know? Well,
yeah. What is this? This podcast that
What
we're
is it
doing,
about?
the
What are
Black and Snerdy podcast.
well, we're black,
Yes, we are.
we're nerds,
Yes, we are.
and we're sexy.
Yes. As a matter of fact, if you could just imagine right now the vision that I am staring at, it is just this chocolate piece of dripping hot,
Oh,
attractive, and smooth to the touch. I, of course, am looking at myself in the reflection of your glasses over there, describing myself.
first of all, why are you dripping? That's the first thing.
I mean, hey.
That sounds gross.
I mean, hey, look, man, it's as common as you would expect. Apparently, it's, yeah.
All right.
The joke that I'm making.
Goodness. Anyway.
I'm more classy than that.
So the
yeah.
reason why we're here
Mhm.
is because I created this word, snerdy.
Yes.
This is copyright. Don't try to take it because I did it. But I created this word, and then I was like, well, we're black and we're snerdy, and I really want to do a podcast with you because I think you can be contextually funny.
So that's exactly what she said to me. We were at a bar. Here's what happens. This is what happened. We were at Branded Saloon. Shout out to Branded Saloon. And if you know where that is in Brooklyn. And of course, like Odie, like 3 drinks to the wind at this point. She was like, "Hey, listen, we're snares of a feather. I think you could be contextually funny. Could you please do my podcast?" And of course, I just looked at her and was just like, "You had me at contextual."
Well, first of all, they know that story is fake because I'm Nigerian, and there's no way that I would be 3 sheets to anything after 3 drinks.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that at some point that's going to be an episode where we have to
test that.
Test that.
I feel like I'm not going to blow up
I'm going to
your
write
spot.
that down. I'm going to write that
Look,
down, and no, we're not going to blow up anybody's spot. So
won't.
continue.
All right. See, I love when I have ammunition. And anyway, so I have known you for some time.
Yeah.
And I've always thought that I really enjoyed like our conversation, and that you had very interesting things to say, whether or not I understood them or not, because I don't understand anime too much, but I enjoy listening to you talk about it and all the other stuff that like you're super interested in because of like your film background and TV background and all that. Like I think that it's just like really cool, and I like learning things from other people. But also, I really love when we can have
philosophical.
What word was I saying?
Philosophical.
Wow.
Yeah. No. So we have a lot of conversations about falafel, like where the best spots to get them around Long Island. See, I like. Like apparently there's one over there in Massapequa.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, when we have philosophical debate,
Babylon.
You're just naming. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? You wanna know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring in a map of Long Island, and I'm gonna make you pronounce some of the names.
Oh yeah, yeah. I will do my best to figure out how to say Copenhagen. And Ronkonkoma.
Anyway, so I thought this person I was sitting across from was interesting.
Yes.
And I was like, well, what happens if we just like put our 2 interests together? Which is being black.
And we are so interested in being black.
And,
No, for sure.
And being nerds.
Yes.
Because who else are we going to talk about nerdy stuff with that are not to say we don't have people to talk about nerdy stuff with,
Yeah.
because we definitely do.
Yes.
But the different, because the things that I'm talking to people about are the nerdy stuff that I'm into, and the things that you're talking to people about are the nerdy stuff that you're into.
Yes.
And so this is where we can cross. What is that thing when cross-pollinate
Mm-hmm.
our nerdy interests? Because I always love learning about new things nerdy.
Yeah.
And that's a cute segment. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I always love learning about new things,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted you to chat with me about what's going on in the world. Well, most are pop culture. I don't want to be sad.
Of course. Now, if I may, just jump in real quick.
Yes.
For listeners, we have been friends for a really long time, and I agree with you that we have very similar interests. We have very similar personalities, I would say, but very different interests in the various subcategories of nerddom. So just talking with you, if I were to, I don't know, summarize this as an elevator pitch, we're two friends who are different styles of black nerds, and we like talking to each other and learning more about the various styles of nerdism and making fun of pop culture.
Yes.
So so I don't know. I really hope that was, sort of a succinct way of what you were saying.
You always try to say that I'm not being succinct, as if you say things so clear and crispy.
You mean
sometimes you have a bunch of run-alongs yourself?
Yes, but first and foremost, Odie, as you should know, for me, it is a journey, not a destination whenever I open my mouth. And so specifically whenever I open my mouth that I just start saying a sentence, not knowing what the point I'm trying to make or even when I'm ending. But much like jazz, it is extremely obnoxious to everyone else listening to it.
Remember when I said contextually?
Okay, yeah, all right, enough, all right.
Oh, I'm not allowed to be a sassy pants?
Are you? I mean, allowed to is different than can?
Okay, you want to be Mr. S on your chest.
Okay, all right. You know what? And honestly, I will say this: I do like the dynamic that we have, because
you're gonna hear that word a lot.
We've known each other for so long that we could do the dozens on each other. You know what I mean? I may be poke and prod at you a little bit, and you can poke and prod me, but at the end of the day, we still care about each other. I'm literally honored to be sharing a table with you and being able to come here on a weekly basis to record, because I find our conversations to be fascinating. I enjoy you as a person. I enjoy spending time with you as a person, and as a friend, and even just bouncing ideas off of you is incredible. Plus, like you said before, you have a lot of interests that I am not aware of, and I'm learning from you. And I have a lot of stuff that you're not aware of, and you're learning from me.
That's true.
So this is a two-way street. You'll hear that term a lot too. This is a two-way street.
I will say, during this parallelogram, spending time with you has been super fun, and I'm glad that you're in my pod, my panty pod. Well,
I gotta imagine there was a better way of saying that.
I didn't realize it until I said it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good
my
thing that
my panda pod. I'm glad that you're in my panda pod.
And
I'm
over here dabbing on you fools.
It is a joy to chat with you.
Yes.
About the different shenanigans happening in the world. Our possible enjoyment of nerdy things. Our mental health and wellness, because that's always important.
Of course.
And just the things that might be giving us the grumps, but also the things that are giving us smiles.
Yes, of course.
I wish there was a word that matched with grumps that also matched a smile. Is there a grump?
I'm sorry.
I was
say that sentence one more time.
I wanted to say I'm glad to be able to share our grumps and The only other
Okay,
words are lumps,
so-
bumps.
So a rhyming word with grumps that's in the affirmative
Yeah,
are
there's nothing.
are plumps.
Why would it be plumps?
Everything that is good is something that is plumpy. Think about it. Think about it. Name something that's plumpy. Name something that's plumpy.
A mosquito bite.
Is first and foremost. How? In what reality? In what realm would you ever describe a mosquito bite as plumpy?
Well,
Like fruit. Like, oh man, look at that
when
plump,
I got
that plumpy peach.
when I get chicken pox, I'm allergic.
When you get no,
I'm
time
sorry,
out. No.
wait, when I get
Here we go.
bugs-
And this is exactly the point that you also was in the School of Communications, right? When you get chickenpox.
Mosquito bites.
It's a Friday night,
When I get mosquito
just
bites,
out here getting
similar to when I got the chicken pox, so that's why I said it. Is that my skin's very sensitive and they plump up, like they look like little
plump it up. See, look at that.
Doesn't sound great. I don't want anything plumping up when I hear like that.
I think there is actually something that I feel like it can be plumpy and that would be positive. But hey, look, I don't work blue. That's all. I'll just say that. I don't work blue. I'm talking about
Oh, like blue records. That's what they used to call them when my mom was younger, when they would go get blue records because they would be raunchy.
Right. Yes. Sorry. It took me a
You were looking at me very curiously.
Yes. Blue is a term for cursing and getting well, look, man, I don't mind cursing or anything like that. It's just like the sort of crudeness. Like I'm an elegant, sophisticated individual. And like I don't need to, be dipping and dabbling into the toilet water. You know what I mean? But I will get raunchy every now and then. Okay, I'm not above it. Okay, like I'm bougie, but also I will literally talk about a titty for 30 minutes anyhow, and it'll be mine. I'm looking at it in the reflection of my glasses. That's right. I've been doing the podcast shirtless.
No.
Painting a picture of this hair. Check it out, this taco meat. So anyhow,
oh my goodness.
Oh my God. You know what? Can I be honest with you?
What?
I was thinking about, just a quick intro of who we are and what we like to do, but I'm actually having a lot of fun on this episode. Why don't we take a break and then come back and chat a little bit more? If that's something that you would like to do.
I only have like 5 questions. You're gonna have to leave the second part.
Oh my God. It's almost as if I've ever hosted a podcast in my life.
All right, Mr. Sassy Pants. All right. I've got you. All right, well, we'll be back.
You're listening to the Black and Snerdy podcast.
You want me, giving me everything. Oh, baby, tonight. Oh, whatever you want from me, that's my fantasy. And oh, baby, tonight. First and foremost, shout out to Whitney Houston. Also, we are back for more of the inaugural Black and Snerdy podcast. This feels really Black and Snerdy. And yes, as time goes on, we will have drops. We will have like custom stuff. It's gonna be great. So keep with us and stay tuned. Now, I feel like we should give everybody a little bit of that juicy, delicious taste of our rapport. So first and foremost, you have given me so many disgusting faces in like the last 10 minutes. We both went to School of C. All I'm doing is being colorful with my words.
Hey, go be juicy.
Okay, so how about this? So that our listeners get a chance to get to know us a little bit more and to sort of see our type of rapport, I have a long list of sort of like get to know you questions, right?
Okay.
So how about this? We're gonna pick them at random, but you're gonna pick the number. So pick a number between 1 and 30.
Ooh. 21.
Ooh, okay. So 21 is best professional development book you've ever read.
I don't like that one.
You don't? And
I mean, I read a lot of professional development books, but
okay.
I don't know. I don't want to do that one.
Oh, okay.
Can
Oh,
we pick 13?
so fantastic. Already we're abandoning the premise that we set out to do. Thank you so
It's
much.
mostly because I have so many books and I will not be able to. I won't be able to remember the name. That's why I can't do it. Let's do 13.
Yes, thank you. You were the first. You're the one from the last segment who said you're nerd for books. Can't name one.
What?
Are you
First of all,
an
I
early
have
bird or a night owl? And
bad
explain
working
yourself.
memory. Okay, if I have to keep reminding you of this, we are going to have an issue.
You know what? That's fair. That's absolutely right. We're in your living room. There's a bookshelf over there. Are
Do
you an
want me
early
to
bird?
Go and get the book in the middle of the podcast. Is that what you want?
I'm just saying.
Should I stand up and go walk over to the bookcase and go rummaging around my unsorted bookcase to find a self-help book for you?
More professional development book, but anyhow,
Professional development is under the self-help section. Anyway, continue.
Are you an early bird or a night owl? Explain yourself.
Well, this does depend because there are plenty of times, like say for instance, during the beginning of the peony, I was out of work.
Yes.
And I was like going to bed at like 10 a.m., 11 p.m. And I was waking up at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. at the latest.
So, okay, so I'm sorry, just that math again. You were going to sleep at 10 a.m. and
Sorry,
then
what did I say?
That's what
I meant p.m. You knew what I meant.
I didn't, because like if
Why would I go to bed at 10 a.m. and be up? No.
Depression! Jesus! You just said when you lost your job, you going to sleep at 10 a.m. and then waking up at 6 a.m. That sounds depressing to me.
Yes. That I was thankfully not having that. Well, I was having depression sleeps, but they weren't that elongated for the most part. And okay, so at that time, I was going to bed at 10 p.m.
Yes.
I was waking up at 6 a.m. And like that was it. However, since I've been working, it's been harder for me to do that. It's like I've been like going to bed kind of like later and then waking up. I mean, I usually have to wake up by 7 something during the week, but on the weekend, I still, even if like say if my dog decides not going to bark and wake me up, it'll be like I will get up late. I'll go to bed late and then I'll wake up late. But I was actually reading this thing recently. It was talking about like I'm in a bunch of ADHD groups for women and non-binary people.
Yes.
And someone posted this like meme thing and it was talking about something called procrastination. I think it's like procrastination awakeness or whatever.
Sure.
It's where it's like during the day you have so much that you like have to do that you don't have like free time, and then in the evening that's the only time you get to like do anything like of yours. So you kind of like procrastinate sleep even though you're tired. And I find that that's something I do a lot, even though I don't really want to because I want to go to sleep. But I would say if I could say on average, I will say that I am a night owl. But when I would say I'm kind of an early bird because even when I wake up in the morning, once I'm up, I'm up. Like I might like the first 10 minutes I might be like blah, 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 blah. But after that, like I'm walking around smiling and like doing stuff. Like I'm not like, super groggy forever.
Okay, fair enough. So for me, I will go ahead and just say who moved my cheese, answering that first question. And then as far as this current question, I would consider myself, okay, you know what? Pre-pajama jammy jam, I would say that I was a bit of a night owl in my younger days. Mostly doing stand-up, going from bars to lounge to mic, and being up all hours of the night. But as I've gotten older, and I have no problem with admitting this, I'm in my early 30s, my knees hurt, I'm a bit washed. I just can't hang as late as I used to, like save for some Friday, Saturday evenings when I'm preoccupied with something enticing. More times than not, I am just bedridden. Like I make myself like straight up go to sleep by 11:30. And even that can be kind of late for me. But every morning I wake up at 5 o'clock. I'm just right up, or at the very least, like get myself the first 30 minutes to then get up. I've been exercising like crazy. I've always woken up ever since my mom got me a dog, and that dog was Sweetie, and she was a little puppy Rottweiler, and I loved her. And then she got stolen on Christmas, which sucked. And then a year later, my mom gave me another dog, and it was just waiting for me in a car. And I was like, "What is this dog?" And they're like, "Oh, that's Jazzy. It's your dog now." I said, "I didn't want it." Like, "Well, we're gonna have, oh, if you don't feed it and take care of it, we're gonna have to take it back to the pound, and they're gonna destroy it." And I'm just like, "Well, don't do that." So now I have to wake up every morning to take out this freaking dog that I ended up like begrudgingly respecting. Like this was like Murtaugh and Lethal Weapon style, like bonding with the dog. And that's why I'm a early bird person. Did that illustrate everything?
Yes.
I think that painted an
was a
accurate picture.
very succinct.
Yeah. It's almost as if
I was just kidding, actually. I was being extremely sarcastic.
No, I know. Because I also understand sarcasm. And I also understand how to be long-winded for fun. So now we're going to do another question. How about you choose a number between 31 and 60?
45.
Okay, 45. Let's see. Oh, that's actually a really interesting question. If aliens landed on Earth tomorrow and offered to take you home with them, would you go and why?
So this is a very difficult question for me.
Mm.
Now, this is the thing. Can I ask these aliens questions? How has their behavior been since they've gotten on Earth?
Mm.
What does their ship look like?
Mm.
What do they look like?
Mm.
I need to know. Also, can I come back? What are you going to do once I leave?
Mhm.
Like, I don't want to be like, okay, you ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yes.
Okay, you remember he goes up there, then the planet blows up?
Yes.
I don't want that sort of situation because I'm going to be really pissed off that you blew up my planet.
Yeah.
Because everyone I love is on there.
Yes.
If they're like, okay,
Wait, that's the reason?
I mean,
Because everyone I love is on there.
I don't know strangers.
I mean, that's fair.
I don't know
That's-
the strangers. If strangers died,
That's
it's sad.
Yeah.
But it's not like my family or my
Yeah,
friends.
that's fair. That's that true New York grit coming out of you.
That is, first of all, I love everybody.
No,
Okay?
no,
And
I
I
get
would make sure that if they wanted to try to blow up the planet when I left because they thought I was the most important person because clearly I'm super smart and they want to take me,
Mm-hmm.
I would convince them to not blow up my planet
Uh-huh.
because I want everyone to be able to live their best lives,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
However,
I appreciate you.
if I knew that they were telling the truth, that they were going to let me come back,
Mhm.
they weren't going to blow up the planet or anything like that, I was going to be able to, and I would also be able to come back to the planet,
Mhm.
and it wasn't going to be like, if you're gone for 1 year, it equals like 10 years or something like that,
Mhm.
I would go.
Okay.
But it's just, there's so many, there's
Mhm.
a lot of questions that I have. And they have to be like they can't be a mid-level enhanced like race, okay?
Okay.
They need to actually be like super, super good, so good and technologically advanced
Mhm.
that all the other aliens are scared of them.
Now, this would be a perfect question for a nerd who, I don't know, maybe has a history of watching shows like Star Trek. Could you give me an example of a style of alien that you would not want to go with, and maybe an example of one that you would want to go with in the pantheon of aliens? Like, obviously, like, okay, no to a xenomorph style from Aliens, the movie
Oh,
Aliens,
yeah, okay.
obviously. But maybe
What is the predator type of alien called?
they're predators.
That's
Well,
just it. There's no.
I don't think, I don't know. In canon, I don't know if they have a specific name, but they are known
Okay, so I'll
they're
just tell
known
you
as
this.
predators.
I would definitely not go with
With a predator?
the predator type,
Mm-hmm.
the xenomorph type, the War of the Worlds type.
The War of the Worlds, first and foremost, how would they even get back to the surface? Like, because by the time they come to Earth to pick you up, they're already dying.
That's true. Yeah. Well,
oh man.
and then also the
What about Klingons? You go with a Klingon?
and also the ones that from
The
Signs.
warriors, the
And now,
warriors.
okay, now when you said that, I was thinking about it. Would I go with Klingons?
Mhm.
And that wholly depends on how they behaved when they come to Earth.
Mm.
Are they coming down with their bat licks slicing people up.
Here we go. Here we go.
Is that happening? No, I'm
Mhm.
not going to go with you so I could be a slave in one of your cave dwelling communities.
Mhm.
Although they didn't live in caves, some of them. A lot of the times they were on top of the planet.
Yeah.
Like doing all that cool stuff.
Okay.
But it's also, their planet's not really sunny. It's very dark. No, they're not what type of alien. Then I would not also want to go with Vulcans because I have way too much animation to be there with people who are like, we don't show emotions.
Oh my goodness, that would actually be a nightmare. Now that I think about it, like you just surrounded by stone-faced individuals who are just mad logical. Oh my god, they'd be logical. Yo,
no, that's too much.
Yeah.
I'm
said about
trying to
logic.
think of. I definitely wouldn't want to go with the Borg because now that you're saying it, I'm only thinking of Star Trek aliens and not all the other aliens. Oh, okay. Stargate, I would definitely not want to be with the. Oh, damn it! Their name just popped out of my head, but they are the aliens who are the reason why. So the base of Stargate is that these aliens took humans from Earth and shook them around the galaxies and plopped them all over, and then they were basically the Goa'uld. There we go. Thank you, brain. Put them all these different places, and basically we're like test tubing them, seeing how they were gonna evolve, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right. Not with those because they were just they weren't chill. There was this, I forget the name of the planet that they were on that the Stargate went to, but there was this really dope alien life. They were like people, but they had been in this on this planet, and they had enhanced themselves metaphysically and all that, where they could do stuff like levitate, be invisible, one with the Earth. It was super dope. So that's one of the places I would say yes to if they came down. They told me what their planet was about. I want to see a whole manifesto. Okay. I'm not just jumping on the plane, or on the ship, or however you're doing it. Yeah. And also, as long as there's no, I don't want to be in any of the crazy warlike culture. Okay. Nothing that's eating people or anything like that. Chill, super intelligent. Let's map the stars. Let's see things. An explorer race. That understands. They've been watching us for a while, so they kind of know how we behave. They have ways to to interact with a way that's let me teach you something, so you could go bring it back to your people. Someone who wants to be how in Star Trek, so you don't break the Prime Directive or whatever. Yes. However, sometimes there are planets that they meet, and they're like, oh, these people will be able to understand what we're talking about and understand our technology, and they won't use it to harm themselves. Right. Those are the type of aliens that I would go with. Okay, that's fantastic. That was a very long answer, but it was. There we go. But it's okay. Yeah. See, look at that. It takes two to make a thing go right? It takes two to make it out. And we're mirrors. So for me, I would say, honestly, it's a fairly recent example. I would only go, my answer just straight up would be mostly no. Mainly because I get the sense that I would be the only one who could go, if that makes sense. They landed and said, hey, you want to come? I wouldn't be able to bring anybody else, nor would I want to, because I feel like that'd be kind of selfish. You know what I mean? Well, what if you can come back home? If I could come back home? Yeah, what if you're like, can I come back in a year? What's the point of the trip? Well, because you can explore the outside space. Yes, okay, but time works differently. So there would probably be a lot that I would miss. But that's why you got to ask them, fair enough. Are you going to go into something where I come back and it's going to be 3 years later? The style of alien that I would go with, the style from Lovecraft Country, which essentially is just, black women with afros in space and allowing you to name yourself. Yeah. If I could have an experience where I can go through time, go through my own history, go through working with various stars in the past, fulfilling all style of dreams, being a warrior. For me, the style of dreams that I would go through, I would not only go back and maybe identify myself better as a son to my mother, I would try being a jazz musician in the 70s, working. Why did you make that face? because I just was.
You know, I would totally be riding that white horse.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That you were just gonna be going there so you could try all the
Heron.
beatnik drugs. And you can come back and be like, all right.
Yeah, it's just me over here. They call me Mo Licks on the sticks. But yeah, I'll be on the drums like just passing out over there in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
Anyhow,
you would not.
but I would explore different sides of myself. I'm a son. I'm a friend. I'm a lover. I'm a creative. I wish I could learn a musical instrument and just be able to get a better understanding of myself. In fact, if there was an alien race where I could just go with them in order to better understand myself in a beyond a third dimensional way, that's the exact race that I would go with.
Okay, I'm picking that as well now. I'm adding that
You
to my
already
list.
had your thing.
I don't care. I'm adding it to my list. If Lovecraft Country aliens would like to take me up and I'll be able to come back in my own dimension in my own time and not have missed a whole bunch, I would gladly take that. And if my hair's going to come back looking cute blue the way hers did.
I think you would actually have really good blue hair.
Thank you. But actually, I would hope they would make it purple.
Okay. Yeah, I think you would look good with purple hair. Have I ever seen you with purple hair? Yes, short.
Maybe, yeah.
When it was like short.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
But
yeah.
I do have my hair is usually in a signature purple color.
Yes.
Purple or gray.
Of course, yeah. And I honestly, there's not a single color that I've seen you with that. All of them look great is essentially what I'm trying to say.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
See, look, I'm not a dick all the time. Just half of the time. Half mass of the time.
Oh.
So, okay. Hey, guess what? Pick a number between 61 and 90.
61 and 90.
Yeah.
Ooh, 66.
I thought you were going to say something else. Okay.
I was going to say 69.
No, because we're both grown adults. I thought you were going to say 70. So anyhow, who is a better businessman or businesswoman and why? Oh, okay. So they say you should give an example like between Justin Timberlake or Justin Bieber.
What?
Yeah.
They're not businessmen.
But then it's like it technically could be if we wanted to. It was a better businessman between you and me.
No,
but I don't know. Yeah, I feel
Let's pick another. You pick two people.
This is our business, so this is,
and we're equally great at it.
Yes.
I don't like the way that you said.
I said yes. That's all I said.
You said it with a weird smile. I don't like it.
Is it a weird smile or is it just a smile?
No, I can tell your faces.
Can you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can't tell yours.
Well,
I have to order a specific little chart to help me sometimes. Oh Lord. Okay, pick another number then. Pick another number.
69.
Ooh, okay. So I didn't need to laugh like that. Okay, this is straightforward. What would your superpower be and why?
Oh my gosh, we've talked about this
before. Here's the thing. We have talked about this possibly in real life because there's no way that we could have possibly talked about this on a podcast or anything like that, right?
No, we have never talked about this on a podcast.
Fantastic, which is why we can do this real quick. And it's such a go-to question that a lot of people... How about this? Can I make it interesting? Can I make it an interesting question?
It was already interesting. Yeah. I wasn't saying we weren't going to talk about it.
Okay, well, fair enough. But I like to add a little bit of a twist.
Okay.
What would your superpower be with real-world limitations? So, for example...
Okay.
I would say, like, if I was a creep, I'd say invisibility. However... only my body could be invisible, not my clothes.
Why would you be a creep being invisible?
Come on, what else are you doing with invisibility? Just spying on people, eavesdropping and everything like that.
I mean, unless they're naked, I don't think that it's a creepy thing.
But that's the real world limitation. You'd only be able to be invisible, like, with your body. Your clothes couldn't be invisible. That means you just
would have to put, hang up a clothing.
Did you want to start that sentence all over again? Try one more time.
You would have to hang up clothing or like a long pea coat somewhere. Take your clothes off. Walk out. Hear what you got to hear. see what you got to see, come back, put your clothes on, and go home.
Just you're eavesdropping on a drug bus. First, let's take off the peacoat, hang it up really nicely somewhere.
You don't have to hang it up nicely. Just put it somewhere.
Oh yeah, put that peacoat somewhere.
Okay, fine. Pack a pair of sweatpants and undies. Put them in a duffel bag. Put it somewhere so you can take them
You're also
off
forgetting
easy.
about. You're also forgetting about feet. Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. See, you're walking around on the ground with no. What? Are you gonna wear some chicletas? No, because then it's just flopping around. So okay.
Maybe you could. Okay.
We're spending a lot of time on the hypothetical when we haven't even given our own answers yet. Let's go.
Okay, I thought you were gonna go first with yours.
Oh, okay. I was actually just gonna go with ladies first. How about this? So here's mine. This feels like a decent one with real world sort of limitations, and I can actually explain why that's true. I would say being able to stop time.
Mm-hmm.
However, you would only be able to stop time for as long as you can hold your breath. And I realized this because so I'm a big fan of anime, and one of my favorite animes of all time is a little anime called JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. And in this show, in this specific anime, there is an individual named Dio who has a stand with the power to freeze time for 5 to 7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a few seconds, but every second counts when you've frozen time and you're fighting somebody. Mm-hmm. With just 5 or 7 seconds of frozen time, you can close the gap. And in this, in the design of the stand, and I keep saying stand, essentially it's an anthropomorphic ghost being that has a lot of powers. There are oxygen tanks on the back of the stand called the world. And there was this sort of deep dive discussion on why that is. And the reason he has an oxygen tank is because if time is stopped, oxygen is stopped, oxygen can't flow. So then now you're just holding your breath because you can't breathe when time has stopped. So I feel like the best way to have that power, if you wanted to stop time, would be for as long as you can hold your breath.
Now, question.
Sure. Could you get an oxygen tank?
Yes.
Because the oxygen. I would say it's only you who could, like, you could affect stuff, like you could touch stuff and move people around like mannequin dolls and anything like that. But you still wouldn't be able to like take in the oxygen from a tank. You know what I mean? You can't manipulate the oxygen within the tank.
Yeah.
Or even you could touch the tank.
I would have to really train myself to be able to
hold my breath for a long period of time.
At least 5 minutes.
Ooh, that's a really long time.
At least. Okay.
What about you?
I was just thinking about this for a really long time while you were talking, but I was also listening.
Sure.
I would choose being able to. Oh gosh. Well, okay. I was picking control the weather or teleportation. I can't really tell which one, but either way, I'm gonna pick those two. I can't. Those are the two things I'm picking.
Okay, so how about this? May I do you have an idea of a sort of
Well, this is gonna be the limitation.
Okay.
Whenever I do either one of those things, my brain will be foggy right after for 10 seconds. And I said that because I was thinking about like sometimes when like I hyper focus on stuff. Like I can hyper focus on the thing and like I can completely finish it and it's like super great. Because like people are like, oh, sometimes like ADHD superpowers. So it's like I've hyper focused on this thing, but once I've finished like hyper focusing, I'm so exhausted. So I feel like in that sense, I think of it like I could use my superpower, but I'm gonna have a bit of brain fog, like for 10 seconds, just so I can I have to like reboot my brain.
I feel like that makes that kind. I would say I would definitely see that with maybe like a storm power. You know what I mean? Like your brain is foggy afterwards. Maybe maybe a little bit longer than 10 seconds. But hey, whatever. But how about I would say, because again, science fiction nerd over here. I would say the tweak to the teleportation for somebody with ADHD, you would have to literally envision the exact location that you're trying to teleport.
Oh, I can't do that. I can't see things.
There we go. See, or like okay, for instance, you want to teleport into your room. So you would literally have to envision the space that you want to teleport to, that room, like that space. And partially, again, sci-fi comic book nerd over here. I forget the name of the comic. I really should have wrote this reference down, but it's Nightcrawler, essentially. Nightcrawler from the X-Men essentially says, yeah, I can't just teleport into a place that I've never seen before.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, like, yeah, I feel like that's fair, right? That's a relatively fair place.
I think that's a fair thing. I wonder if it could be like, if I want, remember that movie Jumper?
Yes.
If it was something like, if you just show me the bank, can I jump into it that way? Or do I have to be inside the actual thing where they hold the money, the safe?
You know what? I feel like if you could at least get like a camera image, a live sort of feed of somewhere and what it would, because otherwise you might even teleport into a person and just like destroy them, which is a thing that has happened in a bunch of comic books and stuff.
That only happens in weird ones.
Science fiction,
I don't
baby.
want it to be in that. No, my power.
Two things can't occupy the same space.
My thing
all of a
never
sudden
gonna be that weird. I'm gonna always have.
I'm just saying
awareness.
that's a very real. That's a very realistic limitation.
That sounds like something they'd put in The Boys.
I mean, I wonder if it.
I feel like
No, that was
before.
Super Speed that happened in The Boys.
That was so gross.
I mean, look, man, it's not that out of the realm, but it's okay. But you know what? Honestly, I enjoyed all of these questions. We really gotten a chance to get to know. Well, why we already know each other, but I feel like the listeners got a chance to get to know us
a little bit.
I would say to everybody out there, if you gave this a listen, thank you. We honestly, I can only speak for myself. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy coming here and just talking to you, Odie. I enjoy doing this so that others can listen to us and relate to us and laugh at us. And if we bring something nice to them, that's great. And I look forward to doing more of these with you.
Same.
Yay.
Do you want to tell the people where they can reach us?
They can reach us at the Black and Snerdy podcast at gmail.com. And then it's Black and Snerdy pod on all of the socials. Nailed it.
Yes, high five.
Yes, and you can find me at Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH, and on all of the social media things.
Yeah, and you can find me on there as That's OD, THATSODE. One of them is a period and one of them is an underscore. I cannot remember, but you'll find me on there.
Yeah, so for the Black and Snerdy podcast, what do we say?
Adios.
Nerds of a feather flock together. This was your motto.
I know.
We'll be back next time to do it right. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snerdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snerdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's That's OD, THATSOD.E. And on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Snerdy podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.